My persuasive essay is on how technology and social media has changed interpersonal communications today. Computers themselves and software yet to be developed will revolutionize the way we learn and live. That quote is from Steve Jobs. Technology has revolutionized the way we live and in many different ways in our everyday life. Communication has become a big part in new technology. Businesses and families have the choice to use new technology for communication. Companies can now video conference over a computer to have a meeting instead of getting together face to face. Families can communicate outside of the house through text and social media apps on their phones. Technology and social media have made communication what it is today. It has not only made face-to-face talking a scarcity, but has also changed the way others perceive one another and information given to the person. Although I do agree with some of the differences technology has made, I do believe that interpersonal communication has slowly died. Texting, Kik, and Facebook Messenger are all examples of how people communicate through technology or social media. Typing words onto a screen and sending it to that recipient can be extremely risky. Not only can what you type end up on the internet, but also it can be perceived in a different manner by the other recipient. If the message meant to sound fun and joyful, it could be taken as rude and hurtful. Facial expressions and the tone of people's voices are two big communication factors when talking to a person. This makes the conversation a little easier to understand because there are facial expressions with emoticons, but this still doesn't show the tone. Sarcasm could be perceived when sending an emoticon. Technology has changed the way people apply and look for jobs. Instead of meeting with the owner and shaking their hand, people can now apply online and click on a link to search for a job. First impressions are huge to a businessman, is what my parents have always told me. That is why social media has been a part of managers' hiring processes. Instead of asking you questions about yourself, the manager can search Facebook or Twitter to find out what kind of person you are. By doing this, managers can also see if who they are hiring is a liar or not by asking them questions they already know the answer to. Social media can be used for a lot of things. Reconnecting with old friends, checking up on children, and even going on dates. Going on a date usually means going somewhere to get to know each other. Now with social media, each of them can search their profile on Facebook or Twitter. Even on dating websites, there's a profile that shows favorite things to do, favorite movies, hobbies, etc. Knowing information such as this could lead the date to less conversation. Since people can text, call, or even Skype, face-to-face communication doesn't exist as much as it used to. Why meet up when it's simpler to talk over a phone? Technology and social media has taken away from the means of communication in person. Businesses no longer need to have to fly somebody out to have a meeting with them because they have video conferencing now. Children don't interact as much with each other anymore, and kids tend to follow the popular trend, and if that trend is Twitter, Facebook, or some social media app, then they most tend to follow it. Snapchat is a great example of why people don't face-to-face anymore. Snapchat is a social media app that people use to snap pictures of themselves or something and then send them to another person. So people get the idea that if they're face over a screen, then you are talking face-to-face. Also, with no face-to-face communication, people could start losing the knowledge of how to converse with some people. Social media has changed the way families connect with each other and how old friends reunite. Technology and social media has made a huge impact in today's society. Some choose these interactions rather than meeting because it makes everything simpler and easier. In the society we live in today, that is every business goal, to make everything easier. Interpersonal communication will still have people conversing with one another, but overall the interactive part of communication might never be the same.